Trucker's voices.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because tonight on Truckers Voices, we're bringing you a story that defies grit, faith, and true American dream. Our guest tonight is Izet. He didn't just chase opportunity, he fought his way toward it. Coming to the United States as a refugee from Bosnia, living behind the war and uncertainty, he arrived with nothing but courage, determination, and a belief that something better was possible. Fast forward to today, he's a professional driver rolling across this great nation, living proof that America, hard work still matter, and dreams are still alive. This is more than just a trucking conversation. This is about resilience, sacrifice, freedom, and what happens when opportunity meets relentless determination. Steve and I are honored to have you tonight and to bring this powerful story to and testimony to you. And special shout out to our friends at Reese Across America Radio, honoring our nation's heroes every day. You can catch them on the Odyssey app and the TuneIn app and on iHeartRadio. Don't miss this one tonight. We're talking about faith, freedom, and the road to changing lives. So you know what? Let's go. I'm going to bring my co-host Steve in here, and we're going to get this thing rolling. Good morning, Steve, or good afternoon.
Yeah, good evening, whatever it is. But good evening, everybody. Good evening, Tim. How you doing?
Doing good, Steve. Hey, we got a good one lined up tonight, brother.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I'm looking forward to getting a chance to talk to him.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I tell you what, I've been waiting on this one. I'm ready to hear this story, and I'm just ready to, see what he has to bring to the show tonight. So, let me see if I can get him on in here.
All right.
He might have lost his camera there.
Oh,
Is it? Can you hear us here?
Oh, Dolan, sorry, you had a call, incoming call. That was not nice. I will talk to this individually on personal level later on.
You know what?
Well, what a
Always something good and extraordinary happens here on Truckers Voices. So, hey, it's so good to have you on Truckers Voices, and thank you for carving out time with us tonight.
well, it is a true honor, team Steve. I am so grateful and honorable to be here tonight with all of you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna let Steve holler at you here real quick, and then we're gonna jump right on into this podcast because as Smokey and the Bandit says, we got a long way to go and a short time to get there.
amen. Amen.
Yes.
Sure do. Is it? Thank you for joining us on Truckers Voices tonight, and we appreciate it. And congratulations on making America's road team, being on the latest road team. And we're going to get started here. You arrived in the United States in 1997 as a refugee from Bosnia. What do you remember most about the transition coming from Bosnia to America?
Wow. Well, once again, thank you, both you and the whole nation. I have so much to be thankful for. And first of all, if I just may go back just a few words here that I personally would love to share with you know spending 2 years in a refugee camp. It was hard, it's painful, a lot of tears and pain, and waiting for the process, proper legal term to come over here and live American dream was worth it. Every minute, every moment. Uh, like I said, it was painful 2 years in refugee camp. But when we uh, found out that we're heading and going to United States of America, to me that was a dream come true. Dream come true, and couldn't wait till we arrive. And when we were above Chicago, ready to land, that was what truly moment hit me for the rest of my life. That this is not just a movie. For me, it was just the movies back in the day. Growing up in a very small country,
Right.
when we landed, I would just throw myself on the ground and just was so happy, so excited, and took off from there.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. Uh, how did your parents shape your work ethic during those early years?
Oh, my parents and my late mother, and my father, my hero, our hero, my seven siblings, always worked hard, of course, all his life, but then lost everything in the end. But he had all of us, and he believed in us, and he had a joyful tears coming here, and we know these are painful and joyful tears at the same time. And he just looked at us, and us knowing him, how hard he worked all his life, and still stayed positive. He believed in us. He believed in me, and that made a big impact and whole process for me to take off.
Exactly. Your father told you it was your responsibility to give back to the nation that welcomes you. How did that influence your path?
On many levels, very personal, and him again being in tears and say, "We are here now. Now it's up to you all, and roll up your sleeves and learn the language." I couldn't speak one word of English. And English language is not easy language to learn. I'll tell you that. But going to school and uh, learning the language and just it was a lot of things that I wanted to know that there are the opportunities. I believe in American dream, and my father believed in it, and he
Right,
believed in us.
right. When when did trucking become your way of serving America?
I will always remember going down the road and going to school, learning the language, and seeing big trucks, and I always wondered where they were going. And I was just amazed and impressed by big trucks on the road. So once I learned English language enough to be able to read, speak, and write, I went to truck driving school and got my CDL and joined Warner Enterprises and never looked back. And that was, to me, as a professional truck driver, delivering loads every day. It's not. It's more than that. It's food on the shelves, medicine in the hospitals, and everyday uh, needs for our communities that I
Right,
take very, very proudly.
right. Now, how old was you whenever you come to America?
I was only 19 years old.
19. And at what age did you start driving a truck?
I was 26.
26. And is Warner the only company you've worked for? You come out of school and went right to work for Warner?
Yes, one and only Warner Enterprises that took me under their wing, when I graduated school and got hired. And I will never forget the words. They were like, you're hired now, and now it's up to you. And we will be here for you, supporting you. And I know I'm not the only one. We have thousands of drivers, professional drivers out there. And they did. They promise made, promise kept, and I never looked back.
That's the good thing about America. Promises made, promises kept. Uh,
Yes, sir.
what does the American dream mean to you today?
It means everything. It means everything from back to beginning when I arrived here, very first day, with not a word of English language. I believed in this nation. I still do, and always will. And I- it's out there. It's real, and we're not talking about Hollywood celebrities, right? We're talking about the everyday lives and opportunities out there that are endless and all equal opportunities for us all.
Right, right. One more question for you. Do you have a dedicated account with Warner, or do you run the system? You run all over.
I do run dedicated Dollar General for many years, and I really enjoy doing it and leading the new drivers as well.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that information. I believe Tim's next up on the list here. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, yeah. I want to talk to you about your career and your legacy at Warner, but I'm going to back up on that just a little bit. So, uh, Warner's the only company that you work for. So, did you go through the Roadmaster School?
No, not back in the day. That was 20 plus years ago. it was a school linked and associated with Warner, that Warner approved, and had to be Warner approved school to basically qualify to train.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I do want to ask you, and let me applaud you for applying yourself, learning the English language, and applying yourself and getting your CDL. I mean that is a great accomplishment. There in itself, and the hot topic of the trucking industry here lately. And this question is nothing that I've given to you ahead of time, but I do want to say, English proficiency. Um, that is an important thing. Would you agree?
100%. And thank you, by the way, for that question. Great question. And yes, I agree with it 100% that English is the one and only language that you must be able to read, write, and speak, and to be able to operate 80,000 pounds equipment on the road out there.
You're absolutely right. You got to be able to read the road signs and communicate with the shippers, receivers, law enforcement, and stuff like that. So, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you taking your time to learn this language. And you, for Steve and I, that's all we know. I don't know anything else. But you told me earlier the English language is not an easy one to learn. There.
No, it was not. It was one of the hardest languages to learn out there. Me personally, I believe that.
Yeah, yeah. So, is it so you spent more than 20 years with Warner. What about this company Warner that's kept you committed to it to spend 20 years just with this one company?
There's so much thing to share, and with my journey with Warner, like I said earlier, from the day one, I never felt just another employee, another truck number. It was the instant environment that brought me in, and the welcome experience and support through the years, over the more than 2 decades. And it's just so much to it, communication, stability, opportunities. I truly believe we have it all. There's no reason to look any further than this.
I got you, and I'm going to go ahead and give you an opportunity right now. If you wanted to say something to somebody that at Warner that's listening to you now, what would you want to say to those people at Warner that's giving you this opportunity?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Really, I have so much to be thankful for, and so many people to say shout out to all of them for the support, endless support. And again, I know I'm not the only one. There's many, many of us professional drivers with Warner. There's just so many of them. You're gonna have to stop if I started, but just few, one and only Tim Dean and Chevelle Walker and Eric Stein, and uh, just so many more people out there that would always there for me, supported me, and still do till this day. And of course, on executive level, so many people that always had my back and always believed in me, and I'm thankful for that forever.
Yeah, absolutely. So, logging over 1.7 million miles with, safe driving miles with Warner, that's incredible. And so, what is your safety philosophy?
I would say for me personally, it's that every trip begins with one safe mile at a time, right? The commitment to yourself, loyalty, and discipline, and consistency, trip planning, time management. There's just so much to it. And it might sound like overwhelming so much, but it is so easy, so simple once you get in the routine and you just stick with it, and you will get far away.
Yeah. Hey, if you were stopped at the truck stop and somebody come up to you and they ask you, they said, "Hey, you know what? What makes a good driver, and then what makes a professional driver?" So, what's the difference?
I would say good driver looks at this as a truck driver working for a paycheck. I would, on the other side, great professional driver goes above and beyond, and takes all the opportunities out there, because we have so many opportunities in trucking industry that you never just settle for a truck driver. Never let anybody just tell you you're just truck driver. We are the true backbone of this nation that our communities and whole nation depends on.
Yeah, absolutely. Without trucks, there's nothing. Nothing without trucking. We'll go ahead and put the motto out there. But really and truly, that is true. There's nothing without trucking. We are the backbone of this economy, and without trucks, this country actually comes to a grinding halt. Um, so. What advice, before I hand the microphone back over to Steve, what advice would you give to someone that's wanting to build a long term career in the trucking industry?
Man, my simple rule is like just do it. You know, many people will say, "Well, it's easier said than done," but then it's not. You got to come down to that point of commitment. Do your homework. Know what you walking into. Know what you're getting into. It's not the job change. It's a completely lifestyle change. Just take your time, research. There's many great companies out there. Of course, I would love you all to join our team, Team Blue out here. But yeah, just research for yourself and stay away from distractors. There's way too many distractors out there that would try to steer you away from something that you truly want to do and have a passion to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, come on in there, Steve.
You know, I, man, that's awesome. I love what you just said there. Uh, I'm going to kind of shift gears here and go in a direction that's kind of hits my heart pretty good, and that's the truck driving championships. And you know, we'll talk about the Nebraska truck driving competition. Uh, what inspired you to compete in the Nebraska truck driving competition?
Thank you for that. I'm so glad you brought that up because I cannot thank enough to my mentors, Team Dean, of course, Larry Durr, Eric Stein. It just is so many more people out there that end up calling me and they're like, hey, we would like you to join, our competition out here, and I'm going back and forth and knowing myself, I was like, yeah, and I'm so thankful that I did join for 3 years and just forever thank you, like I said, to Eric Stein, Team Dean, and Larry Durs. They were my true mentors, and
It really
it's been a
challenges you, doesn't it? It challenges you.
it did. It really, I learned a lot about, honestly, Steve, about myself and my own skills. What I never knew that, you never think of it. You just do your job every day. And then you get out there and also met so many wonderful people and made a lot of connections. I learned a lot. It was true humbling experience, and I'm grateful for that.
And you got a new family, a TDC family. I mean, we all
Yes.
talk about the TDC family, and just on a quick note, we're gonna have to get you down to Safety Drive for a cure. If I know it's a little late this year, but next year you're gonna have to plan a time and see if Warner get you a load down or whatever, and spend the weekend with a lot of good people, and you pick up a lot of good tips. But in 2022, you earned second place in Rookie of the Year. What did that recognition mean?
Oh, you meant a lot, and also on a personal level. First of all, as a team, I was so grateful to be part of the team and representing my wonderful, great company, Warner Enterprises. And it was a quite a humbling experience, like I said, and just thankful for all the support that Warner did for all of us as a team.
Right. What classes did you compete in?
First year was a straight truck, and then
Okay.
second year was a sleeper, and then
Okay.
the third year was a four axle.
Okay. So you followed up 2022 with second place finishes in 2023, 2024. What does consistency teach you?
A lot, with just learning experience and connections with new people every year. I was looking forward to meet new people and learn new skill, learn new techniques, and found out more about myself, what else I can do, and so it's just so much to it.
Right, right. Okay, you said you got a Dollar General account, and we all know there's a Dollar General store on every corner, and most of them don't have big parking lots. So, how does the competition, the competing, sharpen your everyday safety skills, or does your everyday safety skills sharpen your competition skills? Which one is
Uh,
it?
it was for me personally, and I know for all my fellow Warner dollar account drivers, was the definitely everyday skills that we practice out there helped me a lot in competition, because we do go in extremely narrow parking lots, entries, entry and exit levels, and areas, very curvy, narrow roads. So yeah, definitely was the Dollar General that helped me a lot. Skills that I learned doing that account.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna kind of throw you a question here that's hadn't been asked to you yet, and I heard a little birdie come into my truck the other day. And Benjamin, with the Dollar General account, did you win some kind of an award from Dollar General or something?
I did right before the COVID. I had opportunity to go with our uh, executive team from Warner to Goodlettsville, Tennessee, Dollar General headquarters for the 3 day. It was a 3 day tour out there. I personally got invited again by our executives and Dollar General executives out there, and it was an experience to true humble experience to be nominated as a voice DG voice, for the
Right.
account,
Right.
and
That's awesome. That's awesome. Talking about competition trophies, things like that, and that's another award you got for being a professional that you are. What in, would you encourage other drivers to compete, and why?
yes, for sure, strongly encourage everybody out there to give yourself a chance. You never know till you try, and I've been delaying it for a few years, and now not that I regret it, but it wasn't timing, it was the right timing. But don't wait for the perfect time either. You jump in. Each company, there's many great competitive companies out there, and support and mentors, and it's a true learning experience. And like I said, I strongly encourage all drivers, everybody out there, jump in and join and compete for many many reasons. They will truly walk away changed for sure, for good.
Exactly. And I'm going to turn the mic over to Tim, and Tim's going to get into a subject that's it's pretty near and dear to all of our hearts. So, Tim.
All right. Well, I do want to ask one last question about the TDC. So, what's your favorite part about the TDC? Would it be the written test, the pre-trip, or would it be the skills course?
I really enjoyed all three of them. The written was a little, of course, I had to study a little extra there because of language, but I did pretty well, I believe. Uh, but if I had to pick one, it would be a skill test. I'd love to be outside and just watch other professional drivers and all the talents and skills out there.
Right, right. And I've had the pleasure to work with Eric Stein. I think Steve has too on some road team events and all. And
Yeah.
you know, he is definitely a great mentor and a great driver there for sure. Because I know he's placed and won and been to nationals. Have you been to nationals yet?
No, no. Walmart driver beat me by 5 points last year. I competed the third year.
Yeah.
And I even told him I'm not going to shop at Walmart anymore. Of course, I went to Walmart next day. But he beat me by 5 points, and I was like, man, that was close. So we had a good time and got to know each other well,
Yeah, yeah. Tell him you're gonna shop at Dollar General for now on.
Exactly.
for sure.
All right, so let's talk about the America's Road Team, and let's talk about the selection process here for a little bit. Um, so, anyway, America's Road Team. For those who may not know it, what is America's Road Team, and what is their mission?
America's Road Team is an elite national outreach program created in 1986 by ATA, American Trucking Association.
Okay. All right. And what would the mission be for the road team?
Their mission, of course, is always safety first, and besides the out there representing industry, 3+ million professional truck drivers out there,
Yeah.
mentorship, public education with just the overall importance of trucks and trucking industry in general.
Right, right, right. Yeah. And the basic mission, being, safety and bettering the image of the trucking industry for sure. And yeah, so can you walk us through? I mean, I know you just come off of the selection process. You're a new road team captain, so everybody calls you captain now. And can you walk us through what it takes to be chosen for a as a road team captain?
What I've learned, and like, thank you for bringing that up and being patient. I'm still learning, catching up with everybody. A lot of information.
Yeah.
I picked up on three main steps. First of all, I got to be nominated by your carrier, by your company. Then you get nominated by as a finalist by ATA, and then third step is the final test where you uh, go to Washington D.C. ATA headquarters for the final phase of selection process.
Yeah, yeah. And how was that as far as the selection process? How was the speech and the media and the personal interview? How was that a pretty nerve wracking thing for you there?
It was for all of us, and we all just in there together and just kind of look at each other like, we can do this, we'll get through this. It was so one of the best experiences so far in my career, and truly honored and humbled and grateful for the unbelievable team that I'm part of. Looking forward serving ahead for many years.
Awesome, awesome. And if you don't mind me asking, who mentored you through that process?
He was a Mr. Dion.
Oh, Dion Sias.
He is the best, one of the best. They're all the best, of course, but
Yeah,
I happen to be grateful and thankful enough for that to have him as a mentor.
Dion's a great guy. He
Yeah.
is a great guy for sure. Um, what qualities, would the judges be looking for when selecting a road team captain?
I truly believe what I've noticed, and that they're looking for industry stability, communication. Uh, to communicate, also be able to communicate effectively about safety and
Hmm.
transportation. Also, overall safe driving record.
Yeah, yeah. And once you got selected, you know, I know they kind of explained to you, but what are some of the responsibilities that a road team captain has?
We always, of course, safety. Educate and teach safety first. Um, in, industries essential role, outreach and education, visiting schools, participant in community events, and engaging with media.
Yeah, yeah, and the general public, and you said one of the key words there, use essentiality, and when it comes down, if you wanted to define it, to promote the essentiality of the trucking industry for sure, um, you know, um, you gotta whenever you got selected as a road team captain, you got to put on the blue jacket, you know, and what does it mean to you personally, and how did it feel to go through that jacket and get that jacket on? What did that mean to you?
Oh, that moment I'll never forget. That's the moment that changed my life forever. Just been always proud, and always will be proud of my, of course, company I work for, and the job that I do every day. And that moment was the top of the top. When you uh, when they put that jacket on you, it just feels like it like there's a magic in there. You feel like you can fly. That's how I felt. I was like, I can fly. I felt like, and it just meant so much to me. I would say hard work pays off. And I love what I do, and I'm so honored and blessed to be part of the incredible team. Like I said earlier, and looking forward to serving with for many years ahead.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is an honor, and it is a privilege to be there representing American Trucking Associations, for sure. And if a school or a community group or a company wants to schedule a road team event, how do they do that? How do they get in contact?
I would say the best and fastest way to get involved and get into it, log into trucking.org. Click on a program of program tab,
Yeah.
select America's Road Team, and complete the form that requests a driver. That will take them directly to ATA team that will take over from there.
Okay.
So
And if someone was wanting to get one of the trucks scheduled for a career day, a touch a truck or something like that, who would they contact on that one there?
we have our one and only awesome Serena that I and all of us adored. She was so welcoming with the rest of the team, of course, Nikki Thomas and the rest of the ATA team out there that welcomed us out there, and we all felt like at home, and it's just incredible team that we are looking forward working with, and they're on top of their game for sure. So that would be for sure Serena at ATA, and also they can email her at sbarnes@trucking.org
Yep.
for any program uh, questions about any programs ahead.
Okay. Yeah. And I just put it up on the screen there. So it's down there at the bottom of the screen, sbarnes@trucking.org. Okay. So, all right. So, I'm going to let Steve-O jump on in here and get in on the question. I know he's itching too. So, man, you're bringing such good content to Truckers' Voices, and that's what this program's all about: is your voice and your story.
We keep hearing a lot about this Serena Barnes. We might consider trying to get her on the show and let her tell her story. That's what
That would be great.
but I have to agree with you. Everybody out there is very welcoming, and it's and when I want to back up to your blue jacket. When they put that on, you do feel like a superhero. You it warms your heart, and you're going to have that opportunity to tell your story, show your passion, and promote safety to all drivers, new, old, in the middle, doesn't matter, and everything. But what kind of events does the road team captains typically participate in? I know you haven't had a chance, but what did they tell you was going to be probably doing?
We have of course three trucks, and again, bear with, I'm still consuming all the information here, and uh, workforce hero and share the road. Those are I'm looking forward to those, especially those two, to be involved out there and hopefully get the opportunity to drive one of those trucks. And just looking forward to many events out there, schools and college campuses and community events and uh, media, of course, and even lawmakers out there on the Capitol Hill. I believe we have opportunity to be everywhere.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, Steve, I want to jump in here. I just want to ask him one question. Are you a Warner Road Team captain also?
Yes, I am alumni Warner Road Team captain, and now Warner is giving us as an active America's Road Team captain. We're automatically part of the Warner Road Team again for another 2 years.
Okay, all right,
And I
and
look forward to the opportunity as well to work with my
right.
new new Warner Road team.
And I've got to ask you this question: do you have one of the decorated trucks by chance, or is that just for special events or anything like that?
No, I do not have one. It is very special for our awesome heroes out there, Operation Hero, military personnel and law enforcement and first responders that
Yeah,
I'm forever grateful for. They are all reason why I'm sitting here today. So big shout, big thank you to our brave men and women in uniform that made opportunities and life for me to have today. So I'm forever grateful.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Go ahead, Steve. I just had to jump in and ask that.
No, that's awesome, and I think that's great that they re enacted you, activated you on the Warner Road team. So you're going to be a busy individual.
I love it. I love it. I love the work with the people out there. As a leader out here, working with the new drivers every day, it is my true honor to be out there for these drivers, just like somebody was there for me 21 years ago, and share my knowledge and pass it on to the future professional truck drivers.
And you made mention about you can't, you're looking forward to being able to drive one of the trucks, the three trucks. Now, I haven't had a chance to drive these new ones that we got, the new and updated Max and the Volvo, but I've drove all the trucks in the past, and there is a pride when you shut that door and you're rolling down the road and a tanker comes by you and you see your reflection in there, and I mean, and we get this every now and again, especially now we're going into spring break with the kids doing the horn pump, going on spring break and with the parents, and but you get that a lot, and especially when you get to drive the Workforce Heroes truck or the Share the Road truck, because that is all decorated up. And just a side note, I took the Workforce Heroes truck with a load of water down to Louisiana in the hurricane, and the CB radio was just lit up. And it was a lot of veteran truck drivers, men and women alike that served in the military. And they're like, man, I love that camouflage. That is awesome. And it was kind of a pride to be able to talk to them. Just wish I had a better CB radio. It was just kind of a weak radio. I'm used to a big radio. But we're going to kind of turn the corner here and go into a little bit of leadership, mentorship, and awards. You've helped 217 new drivers through the career track program. What's the biggest lesson you teach?
Wow, thank you for that. That means a lot to me, and I'm forever grateful for opportunity that Warner Enterprises gave me and many other awesome leaders that we have to work with these new drivers out there. And it's just true honor to working with these people, different nationalities, different uh, personalities, and you know, I have this saying of like, I want that driver to be prepared on his very first load delivery in my hometown where my family's around him, to be able to safely protect them and watch out for them. And I also teach and also let my drivers know that we are uh, being out there, obviously looked by the motor public every day. So we must be professional at all times, and we cannot afford to make a mistake out there with the truck that we drive.
Right, right. How does a new driver take to that Dollar General account? Do they like that?
They do, yeah. I mean, they work they like the physical activity. We have a 100% hands-on freight, like we unload our product, product for the customer, and it's a great the way I look at it. It's a great exercise. I get paid to work out, to exercise, which
There you go.
in this profession we got to stay healthy, we got to stay active. It's not a choice, it's a must, if you want to continue successfully and safely with our career. So for us and this dollar account, Dollar General, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree. We have them, all three of them. It's a great exercise, and you get paid to work out. So you really, uh,
Exactly. Exactly. Uh, you've been named Driver of the Month twice and earned safety awards. What daily habits create that level of excellence?
oh, Steve, goes back to that, commitment to yourself every day, and uh, consistency, and being well rested, prepared mentally, spiritually, physically, and comes down to that really bottom of final of trip planning and time management. You gotta stay on top of your time, gotta plan your trips properly. And again, it seems like to new drivers, because I work with them every day a lot, but then as they get into that practice routine, it becomes a habit, normal.
Right. Exactly. And it's not hard to gain all those awards and recognition when you get up every morning and love what you do. Correct.
Amen. Amen to that. Yes, sir, for sure.
When is all the past generations passed down to us. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I don't really think I've ever worked a day of my life because I love what I do. And
I
that's
I
that
truly feel same way. It's not just the work. It's you know, waking up in the morning every morning, and knowing they're going to make a difference today in people's lives, that those shelves are going to be full. To me, it's just going to those little rural areas and towns and filling up those Dollar Generals in the middle of the nowhere. That just makes me truly proud to drive away knowing that store is full and people are happy.
exactly. And next time you talk to Eric Stein, you can tell him I said this, and he'll laugh because I said it. I said, I used to think as long as you had a pack of cigarettes and a bottle of pop or a bottle of water or something, you was never lost. But now I'm to the point that once I come out of the woods and I see a Dollar General, I know I'm in civilization, and there's one on every corner. So you're never lost if you see a Dollar General. You know you're not lost. But how do you balance high standards with encouragement when mentoring new drivers?
And we take it one day at a time, and every day, new day is a new beginning. Yesterday was already logged in, so we don't worry about that. It's the next mile that we worry about, and it's a lot. You have a different personalities of these drivers, so you got to work with the different individual. It's not like one rule applies to all. That definitely doesn't work in a mentoring and leading these new drivers out there. But it's still possible. It's doable, and you got to stay on top of your game and your plan ahead.
Exactly. I got kind of an off the wall question. I know the answer to this, but there may be a lot of people out there that don't. Dollar General has changed their stores. Now they've got coolers, they got freezers, along with clothes and shoes and candies and beautification stuff and everything. How do you haul all that stuff together? How do you
We
go?
I'm sorry, we don't. Myself, we're dry. They have a multiple. I mean, they have their own, and we also join as a Warner as a big part of the, their DG Fresh, as we call it. They
Okay.
frozen and foods and refrigerator stuff. Then they have a whole another level of a DG Market, which is a fruits and vegetables produce that I don't believe. I'm not sure if we are doing that yet. I haven't seen our trucks out there, but yeah, we got a dry truck, DG Fresh, and then we got another produce truck that coming in. But most of those dry and fresh that we
Okay. Just
participate a lot in.
just kind of explain have you done much with the reefer trailers on the DG Fresh or DG Market?
No, believe it or not, in 2 decades, never really messed with the reefer ever.
Okay. Where I was going with this was Eric was kind of explaining to me. that you'll have frozen as well as just cool products. Like you don't want to freeze your milk or nothing like that. So they got dividers in the trailer and all this stuff. And it was a learning lesson for me. It was really really enjoyable what I got to learn. And on a side note, when you get to work with captains and you have off time, you're in the hotel, or you're eating dinner, you're really going to learn about their style of trucking, and you'll be able to teach them about your style of trucking. But what does leadership look like from behind the wheel?
It's a to me personally a lot, and it's another dream come true. Coming from very small little country on the map. Always was amazed by the United States, and beautiful, beautiful country, one of the most beautiful country in the world. And just riding along with the new driver out there, and just even when I'm by myself, enjoying every bit of this wonderful land that we all should be very, very thankful for. Uh, and it's every day is a joy for sure.
Right, right. I've been listening to you talk for about the last 45 minutes and everything. You won a lot of awards. Uh, I gather from listening to you talk, it's in your heart. Your biggest award was when you and your family got to come to America.
Amen. Yes, sir.
And brother, we're glad to have you because I've learned a lot from talking to you tonight. And how do you stay humble while earning so many honors?
I I like I said, I love what I do. I love this country. I love this nation. I am so grateful, forever grateful for uh, once again for men and women in uniform that sacrifice so much every day for me to have opportunities that I have and life that I have today, and I just cannot repay it back enough. I love serving this country. I love uh, just being part of it, proud citizen today, and I truly believe that keeps me going and humble out there.
Sounds like a good answer to me.
For sure, for sure. Hey, I want to jump back in on the conversation here and ask you. You're an OTR driver, and I don't think we asked this, or you didn't tell us. But are you married?
No, not I was married, but
Okay. Do
right
you have
now, no,
children?
I do.
Okay. And being an OTR driver, how is that? How do you balance, time with your children and then, the life away from home like that?
It's hard, Tim, and we all know as a professional drivers, every time you leave, and I'm really only 5 and 2, 5 days on the road and 2 at home, and still hard, especially when the kids were younger. They always ask, why can't you stay longer? Why do you have to really leave now? So I came up after a while, came up with the idea. I was like, well, dad's got a full trailer of toys and lots of stuff out there, and holidays are coming. So if I don't go, then a lot of kids out there will not get their toys delivered in stores. And then they automatically said, okay, you can go. And but it's hard. It always is, no matter how long and how well they get used to it. But as they get older, they understand, and I teach them and educate them, and even take them for the rides with me so they fully understand what I'm going through every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
Do-
was going to be my next question. Does Werner let you take passengers with you, your family?
Yes, one passenger at a time. Yeah, as long as it's approved and uh, through the process to safety department. And yes, for sure.
How old are your children?
Oh, my oldest is 25.
Okay.
Then I got a second oldest is 22.
Okay.
Then 18. Then 15 and 12. Three girls and two boys.
Wow. Has all of them went with you a time or two in the truck? Did they enjoy it?
Yes, they have, and they have enjoyed every. every minute of it. And they learned a lot also as well about, how big truck is and how dangerous, especially our teenage kids, in college. For sure, they know their Smith system from their dad, for sure.
Rock on. I like that. I like.
Yeah, yeah. So you're talking about your family here a little bit, and I'm just kind of reflecting back on what you said, and being a refugee and coming to this country, and how grateful you are for it. Did you have brothers and sisters?
I do. There's six brothers and one sister, so total seven of us all together. Yeah,
And and your whole family made the trip?
we did. We're grateful to first of all made it through the bloody war, all together, and which is a true miracle to keep us all together. And like I said earlier, went through the painful 2 years of refugee camp, but looking back today, it was all worth it. Waiting in line for the proper legal process, um, it's worth it every bit of life and opportunities that we have today.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we take our freedom. Sometimes I do believe we take our freedom for granted. And I know, I have a friend of mine that's Lebanese, and he and his family had to flee Lebanon years ago because they had, a bakery, and their bakery kept getting bombed because of their religion. And so the older folks and the children had to go and hide out in the mountains. When they finally, you know, got to come to the United States and all that, and he applied for citizenship and got it. And he said, "Hey, you just don't realize that, getting your citizenship, is not real easy. It is a hard test, And did you get your citizenship?"
Yes, we have, and yeah, of course, it took us quite a few years, uh, because the language and the whole process, and but it was just that you wait in your line with the rest of the world, and you do it right, and you do it properly and legally, and I truly believe that that is the way it should be. And if we could, patiently wait 2 years in refugee camp, and it was just pain and tears, and for my parents, loss of everything. They never gave up. They never gave up on us, and I'm forever grateful that they made the decision what they did and brought us here, and forever grateful
Yeah,
to be
absolutely.
welcomed here.
Yeah, yeah. So we're getting kind of close to the top of the hour where we close the show out. Um, Steve, I'm getting a little echo. Are you muted?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, okay. I heard him say. Anyway, uh,
It wasn't, then it was. So I'm back to music. Okay.
so serving your customers. You mentioned the importance of serving your customers, and why is customer service such a vital part of being a professional driver?
That's a great question, Tim, and I'm glad you brought that up because our company, from a day one, I learned that they take it very seriously, and we're very committed to our customers. And I truly believe, as a professional driver, truck drivers, representing our companies, doesn't matter. There's many great trucking companies out there. Walking in that office or building, presentable, sharp, with your company, is logo, to me means a lot. And I am proud to represent my company out there every day and serve our customers. And just going back to that COVID, horrible times the whole world went through, with the support of our customer that Warner built over the decades, not just years, but decades, was uh, meant a lot to me. And I truly learned how important that is to always be presentable and professional.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, and that's a great answer there for sure, for sure. So, I want to ask you one last question, and we are in the post-trip part of the show. That's what we call it, a post-trip part of the show there. And this is a fun question, okay? So the fun question tonight is: if you could choose one dream haul and go anywhere in America, perfect weather, open highway, no traffic. Where are you headed, and what song is playing on your radio?
I'm heading west, and it was gonna be On the Road Again song.
Yeah, Willie Nelson for sure.
I love the West Coast. You know, of course, each w- part of this wonderful continent here that we live in are so grateful and have so much to be thankful for. Is beautiful in each season. So summertime, it will be definitely West Coast with wonderful country music.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I've had the opportunity to run out on the West Coast some, and going up through Washington State, and in through Montana, Wyoming, and those areas there. I mean, and I'm a local driver. I run a meet and turn. But I've had the opportunity with America's Road Team to, see this country, and what a great opportunity that America's Road Team has given me and given Steve and given everybody that's become America's Road Team captains for sure. So anyway, so we're going to kind of close the show out here. We're going to close the show out with a word of encouragement and a word of safety there, and we always give our guests the opportunity to have a word on that.
Wow, word of encouragement. Strongly encourage current, professional truck drivers out there. Stay strong, stay united. We're all in the same boat. Doesn't matter who you work for. We're all professional truck drivers, and just get along, work together, help each other out there. Look out for each other, look out for our families, and help the next driver out. Don't cannot just look at him as a new driver. Step outside and help him out. We're all new drivers one time, and of course safety always first. Gotta every time I look over my shoulder and I see the kids pumping their little arms, that is somebody's child, that's somebody's family out there next to us that we must protect at all times because somebody's out there protecting ours as we drive down the road.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say my word of encouragement and safety, and then I'm going to let Steve come in there, and he's going to close the show out for us tonight. I'm putting him on the spot tonight there. So, but I want to tell everybody, first and foremost of all, let's keep our troops that are in harm's way right now in your thoughts and your prayers, because just like Izet said, we can be thankful for our freedom. We can be thankful that we have a country that we live in, that we can live free in for sure. And it's all because the men and women who make that sacrifice that we are free for
Amen.
sure. And but anyway, from Truckers Voices, I want y'all to remember y'all can always catch us on truckersvoices.com, and you can go back and check the replays out. And tomorrow's Friday. There's going to be a lot of people traveling out there on Friday, getting to their destinations. And as I always say, you got to look out for those who aren't looking out for themselves. And I'm going to toss it on over here to Steve. But before I do that, thank you for coming on the show, and a hand of applause for you for sure.
Thank you for the opportunity, Tim. Appreciate it.
All right, Steve-O.
Yes, sir. Izet, thank you for being with us tonight and for sharing your incredible journey. From coming to America as a refugee from Bosnia to building a life as a professional driver, your story is powerful, inspiring, and deeply meaningful. We're honored you trusted Truckers' Voices with it, and thank you very much.
Thank you both. And
And
God bless America.
yes, God bless America and God bless the troops. And to everyone listening, remember this: your voice and your story make a difference. What you've lived through matters. What you've overcome matters. And when you share it, you never know who you might inspire down the road. Want to give a special shout out to our sponsor, Patrick Laurel. Patrick, thank you for standing behind this show and for supporting the trucking community with your music and your heart. From Tim and myself, keep the wheels turning, keep the faith strong, and we'll see you next time on Truckers' Voices. And for me, stay true, stay safe, and always remember the most important trip is a trip home. God bless y'all.
Trees line the roadside, the sun shines in the grass.
Another hill behind me, another overpass. Loading out Abilene, headed to the coast. The freedom of the 4-lane is the thing I love the most. 18 wheels take me through rain and sleet and snow. 13 gears will pull me anywhere I want to go. Sometimes I wonder if it's worth it, but I know there's a lot of people out there that are counting on my load.